Summer is finally here. Tonight is really the first night of summer, as our last day of school was today. And with that, we are heading to the islands for the new Lilo and Stitch live action, which opened up tonight in theaters. Now, this movie, in my estimation and what I am seeing, is going to be the biggest movie of the summer and quite possibly of the year. You are going to have audiences that are going to range from kids to older grandparents that are taking grandkids to people my age who are here to relive a movie that we saw as a kid. Now, with live action, I was very nervous about what Disney was going to do because a lot of their live action movies have been absolutely atrocious. We're going to keep it very honest with that. And I have been very critical of Disney, and I have said that if this movie, Lilo and Stitch, flops, which it won't, and I will explain why, if it was done in a very poor manner, they should just quit making movies altogether. That is where I was when it came to live actions because of how terrible they've been. But Lilo and Stitch was done correctly. I think if you are going to watch this movie, you are really going to relive the nostalgia that you remember as a kid if you were my age when this first came out. Now let's look at this movie from a few different perspectives. Number one, I was very nervous of the storyline going into it, and I'm very happy with the direction that they went. With this, it was very important that they kept really the main story of Lilo and Stitch, but they're also going to highlight some new storylines within the film. So I think when you're looking at what the movie is going to be about, we are getting a simple live action version of the early 2000s version. And I think that is key. Number two, I think once you have the live action aspect added to it, it is they do a great job, I should say, of really incorporating each character's overall impact. And now I know character development and character impact is always something I am looking for, but here it fits. Now, I understand there was some controversy about some of the characters, but when you see it play out on screen, I think they got it right. And so I will not hold that against Disney, against this movie, because I think once it actually plays out, it makes sense. Number three, I really like how they incorporated the use of Stitch within the film. By having Stitch the way that he is, you're getting to relive that sort of feeling that you saw when you were younger. But you're also getting it from the perspective of Stitch is just a funny overall character. And so throughout the theater, there's a lot of good laughs. Even I found myself laughing. And a lot of that is coming from your understanding what is taking place. And so I think if you are going to watch this, you are going to get that feeling that you had back in 2002. Or if you are a new viewer of the movie, so really the younger audiences, they are going to find it funny and comical. Now, the one thing that I really think we have to look at is what are some of the critiques or drawbacks to the film. Now, as I mentioned, they really focus on a main storyline of the original. But what I really saw, and it kind of threw me for a loop in a way, was how serious some of the scenes were. And what I mean by that is when they've added to this story, it's taken a complete different twist. Not a twist in a way that completely leads away from what the story is, but I think the new twist could impact the younger audience's overall feeling or even understanding of what is taking place. And I think when you are looking at it as an adult, you understand what is actually going on. But from a child's perspective, I feel like that could be a situation where they don't understand. And I get it. They're kids. Ultimately, they will eventually. But I think that could be an issue. I think another drawback that you have within this film is when you're watching the original, which we actually just watched in class the other day, and we're looking at the live action, there are scenes that fit the original, but then they seem out of place in a certain frame. And so we have similar characters. We have a few new characters involved. But I feel like when you're watching it, you kind of feel like you may have missed something. And not missed something in a big way, but you almost feel like the story is being told a little bit different, which is always okay. But now we get to rating. When we are looking at this rating, I really have to be honest. I was going in with the highest of high expectations. They are already talking that this movie could be one of the biggest grossing movies since Avatar and really reach that $1 billion point. And I think it will. Now, for me, when it comes to Lilo and Stitch, the live action, my overall feeling is this movie is about a 4.6 out of 5. As a 30-year-old, I enjoyed it as much as I enjoy the original. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed really the laughs that you got throughout. I enjoy that they kept Stitch the way that they did, because this whole movie with Stitch, you're really focusing on how he is going to evolve, but really how he is the main person within this film in a certain way. But what I really, really appreciate after seeing it on screen is they casted the perfect Lilo. She did an outstanding job taking on this role and really bringing in the perspective that you saw before. And I think watching her interviews and seeing how excited she was and all of really the joy she brought, seeing it on screen really showed that she hit the role right on the head. It was done perfectly. It was enjoyable. This is an excellent movie. And like I said, it is going to be the biggest movie of the summer. And I think it is going to hit that $1 billion range. So for me, again, Lilo and Stitch is a 4.6 out of 5. I've already mentioned why it's the few drawbacks, but it is out now. Go see it. Go take your family. You will not regret it. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you all for the continued support. Make sure to go check out the other reviews I have posted, and I will talk to you all later.